So I've made my way down to the Connecticut River. It's not a very long walk from my house, just actually a couple of blocks. And we're in search of something to make our reed pens, what is actually called Japanese Knotweed. It's an invasive species that grows along riverbanks and side areas along roads, and it should be pretty easy for you to find. Let me help you. And here we are along the riverbank. Way across the other side you can see the bald eagle nest in the tree. And in the foreground here along the river, those are Japanese knotweed. And what you want to search for is a piece that's about the width of a pencil. And you're going to cut it off with your clippers. So here's an example of a dead piece. You can see very brown. And we're looking for that one there about the size of a pencil. Now just remember, when you cut your Japanese knotweed, you always want to take a dead piece. Since it's an invasive species, you don't want to be carrying live pieces of the Japanese knotweed into your neighborhood, or it will propagate and it will become a problem. So you should find ones that are really brown and cut again like the size of a pencil. So we're back here in the studio and we're ready to make our pen. We've brought our piece of knotweed in, and what you want to notice about knotweed is that they have these little nodes growing much like a piece of bamboo, and in between those nodes is kind of a long, thin, and hollow section, and that's the part we're going to use for our pen. So what you've noticed is that I've also used the box cutter and I've scraped away that outer skin that's brown, revealing a smoother and lighter colored wood on the inside. Don't scrape too far or you'll go right through the middle, which is also, like I said, hollow. So at this point we're ready to shape our knotweed. But let's think of this knotweed first of all as a large tube. Okay? And what we want to do is we want to cut away a section of this knotweed so that we reveal a nice, we're going to cut all this away and we're going to reveal a nice point, much like a drawing quill. And so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is get the box cutter, take the knotweed like this, and turning it upside down, I'm going to work, again, always cutting away from myself for safety. I'm going to whittle away by carving away first the point and kind of giving it this shape on its first cut, and then turn it 3/4. I'm going to start to cut towards the center with additional cuts, one like this and one on the other side, and we'll bring that whole thing to a nice point. We can kind of shave it away, a little on each side, a little on each side, whittling our way towards that point there. And that's what we're looking for, is that shape right there. We're looking to have that nice shape of that quill ready to draw. Let's get the ink out and let's make some marks. So my favorite ink is Higgins ink. The first thing we're going to do is open up our ink bottle, and we're going to thoroughly dip this pen, and it might take a couple dips in order to get this ink line to come out nice and smooth. So you can see the first dip, it's going to come out a little bit dry, but after a second dip it starts to saturate the wood fibers of that drawing quill, and we can draw with it upside down, sideways to make thinner marks, and we can draw with it some more traditional direction, which is going to make the fattest of lines. What you will notice is that this quill soaks up a lot more ink than one that you buy in the store made of metal, and so it's going to take a few more dips in the ink to make this work for you. And you shouldn't expect perfect lines. You're going to expect lines that intentionally have different shapes and kind of a more organic set of shapes. They almost feel like brush marks more than quill lines. That's the kind of thing we're looking for. So there you have it. That's how we make a nice little reed pen out of a piece of knotweed. It's very simple. With a little bit of carving and a nice bottle of ink, you can have some fun making some interesting drawings. I hope you had fun with this. Take care.